Fights between the males are very common at this time of year. The young males, having attained sexual maturity, desperately try to establish a harem and challenge the dominant males in the hope of stealing females from them. The clashing of antlers is spectacular, but injuries are rare. The shape of the antlers means that real damage is rarely inflicted. As the dry season continues, the water level in the lakes goes down. Many of them dry up completely, and the aquatic birds are forced to move to the few lakes which still contain water. More birds arrive every day and will do so until the migration season is over. There are two species of flamingo here, the greater flamingo and the lesser flamingo. The greater flamingo plunges his head right down into the water, gathering his food from the mud at the bottom of the lake. The lesser flamingo filters the water nearer the surface. It moves constantly through the water, fanning from side to side as it goes. In this way, the two species are rarely in direct competition for food. This ecosystem is increasingly hostile, and herons and other wading birds also fight for survival in the lake. Beside them, a young Indian ibis or painted stork is learning how to fish by touch, using the sensitive part of its beak to detect the presence of fish without having to see them. If any bird can be said to be perfectly adapted to these harsh conditions, then it is the ibis. It can cope with drought and heat and lives in Little Rann all year round. In order to regulate its body temperature, it defecates on its own feet and so takes advantage of the cooling effect of evaporation. The longer days and the rising temperatures are a sure sign that winter is coming to an end. The flamingos fly off back to where they came from, where the snows have now disappeared and conditions are without a doubt better than those that will soon prevail here in Little Rann. The heat has evaporated the water, and once more there is drought and desolation. The dried-up lake is now dead until the next season. Looking at it now, you would hardly think that just a few months ago, this lake was bustling with life. All that remains are a few hardy reeds, whose deep roots reach right down to the water beneath the soil, and so, with a little luck, they will manage to survive until the next monsoon arrives. Nonetheless, this arid region is also home to the gaurakara, the wild Indian ass. This powerful animal has adapted perfectly to the harsh conditions of the Rann Desert. It lives its life mainly on the edges of the desert and around the grassy oases within the desert itself. But when it senses danger, it can happily live and survive for several days in even the most arid regions. The mating season is from August to October, and males and females pair up and move away from the group. After a pregnancy of 11 months, a single foal is born. The herds then separate according to sex until the young reach the age of 3 months. Of the three most characteristic species of the Little Rann sanctuary, the ass is, without a doubt, the best adapted to the conditions of the desert. Its body can store enormous quantities of water, and its cells are resistant to dehydration. This means they can stay alive even with the absolute minimum of water. When they drink again, their cells replace the liquid that was lost and revert to the original state.